Hello and welcome to the Unexpected List. I'm Will, and with me as always is my only contestant,
Sarah.
And the way this works is simple. I give Sarah a word or phrase, and she gives me the first 5 board games that come to mind with that phrase or word. But she cannot research any of this.
Nope.
It's all on the spot. Are you ready?
Yes.
That's good confidence, because this is the hard one.
Oh dear.
All right, your word of the day is clues.
Clues. Okay.
All right, we're back with Sarah's unexpected stack. I had to help her with this one.
Yeah, my brain just went blank. Like, I could think of games, but like not specific games. I know that doesn't make any sense. Like, I know that there's a lot of detective-like games, and a lot of them are one-time play games, which is where finally Will helped me remember we have unplayed shelves, which I can pull from, I just forget to look at, and that's where a lot of these one-time play games are, because they exist there until they go to the trade pile.
Yeah. Every time I bring up one of these lists, she just looks at the shelf right behind her.
It's where most of our games are.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
All right.
All right. Number 1.
Okay, so we have played one of these Echoes games.
2 of those.
2 of them now.
Yep.
That's right.
The ballerina and the one with the martini.
Yes. Yes.
This one's microchip.
This one's microchip. I think this is the only other one we have at the moment. These are really, really interesting because they use an app, and you scan, the cards are pictures. And so the app will then tell you about them. And so you're trying to figure out something. I think,
sequence.
Yeah, sequence. Trying to figure out how to sequence the cards in here to understand the story. I think.
Yeah, because you have to figure out the chapters as well as what happens in each chapter.
Yeah. They're not all murder mysteries, are they? I think the 2 so far have been.
They've had involved death. I don't know about the microchips since we haven't played
Yeah,
that
we
one
haven't
yet.
played this one yet. So these are very interesting because they're also very not visual, audio accessible. You still need someone who can use the app, so you do need somebody with vision. But the fantastic thing is the app is all voice. It's all voice. So it reads the audio clips or plays the audio clips for you. So this has been a very interesting experience for us. And Will's been able to get a lot out of it because sometimes he hears things in the audio that I don't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So highly recommend checking out Echoes. It's a very interesting series on, how it uses audio.
Yeah. Number 2.
All right. So we've played a couple of the adventure games, I think.
I remember Monochrome.
So maybe only we have about 4 of these right now that we just haven't gotten around to. This is another one of those kind of you're trying to figure out the story, exploration, following the clues. But this is more of what I would call a dungeon delve style type.
There are different endings.
That's true.
And what's this one called particularly?
This one that I grabbed is the Grand Hotel Abaddon.
But they're all in the adventures.
Yeah, adventure games.
Adventure games line. So it's a cooperative, and there'll be like numbers to correspond with clues, and then you can start matching those numbers. Well, can I use this with this thing?
Right.
And then the app will tell you, like, no, that's a terrible idea. Stop doing that. Stop putting your sock in the outlet.
Or once you use 2 cards together correctly, you put those 2 cards back in the deck and grab a new card that now gives you something new to go explore with.
You combine the nail and board, and now you have a board with a nail in it.
I think that happened one time.
Something like that.
Something like that. But you had to put it together in the right place. So that's the other thing. That's why I call this more of a dungeon delver, because you are the cards get laid out in a explorable area.
Right.
And then you can go from place to place. Like if you go up the elevator, then you have to put out new cards to explore the new floor or whatever it is.
But the one thing I do like about this is at the end, you compare and total up everything you've done, and you actually do get different endings.
Yes. That is true. So the other one, the Echoes, there's only one ending. You either get it right or you keep trying until you get it right.
Right.
Kind of thing. So yeah, this one is pretty fun because there's more ways to finish it.
Yes. Number 3.
Well, also in that kind of vein are the Undo which is again another kind of those one-time, but these are all one-time games that are reusable. You don't destroy anything along the way.
What's this one called in particular?
This one, Undo, Weaving Fate Anew. No, sorry, that's the main thing. Curse from the Past.
Yes.
I don't remember the last Undo that we did because I think we already got rid of it.
Which is good not to say
Yes.
because sometimes when you know too much about the Undo, it kind of ruins the whole impact of playing the game.
That's true.
Because essentially what you have is you're trying to reassemble a timeline.
Yeah.
And you only have so much resources to figure out these clues, what's important, what's not, what order things go in order to solve whatever the issue is, to undo the timeline and fix things.
This one was app driven too or not?
That one I don't think so.
Yeah, I think this one is not. So for those who don't like apps, because the other two were app required, I don't believe this one requires an app.
I think the back of the book might give you a full explanation when you're done with everything. Unfortunately, this one is more like the Echo series that once you're done with it, it's not a whole lot of replay. Basically, you have to put it back on your shelf if you want to keep it.
Right.
Forget about it, then pull it out, and then you're like, why does this all feel familiar?
Or be a facilitator to somebody, to other people. Like if they've never played it before, you could be a host, helping them play it, but not answering anything for the game.
Right.
But the thing that's great about these again is there's nothing you destroy, there's nothing you change, that you can't just reset it. And almost all of these number the cards so that you can literally put them back in order for someone else to play.
Yep.
So that's the other reason why I like these.
And they're affordable.
They're affordable and they are really great for, trading with people. Or what we do with some of our friends is we just mail them back and forth. And
then we've played the entire series.
Yep.
Number 4.
All right. Now, this one I did think of on my own. The Dresden Files cooperative card game. Unfortunately, I don't think this did very well, and there are some clunky things to the game. But
I'm not sure they got the balancing quite right when it came to the later chapters.
Yeah, some of them are really, really, really hard, and I don't think they should be that hard. But that's the problem with adding in some random elements in areas that I don't think they should have. But that's a review aspect. But in here, if you know anything about the Dresden Files novels, you know that he's a detective and trying to figure out things. Well, in here there are it's not clue cards.
He's more of a wizard than a detective, but he's done in the PI style. He's
a wizard for hire in
Chicago.
Thank you, Chicago. Wow, it's been a little while. But he does figure out mysteries and things.
Yeah, because he goes on cases. In fact, each time you sit down and play, you are tackling a case, which is actually modeled after each of the books.
So we really enjoy it because we love the books, but we haven't gotten, we got over halfway through all the cases, but the later ones do get ridiculously hard in ways that it shouldn't be that hard. So that's
because the characters never get more powerful.
Right, that's the problem. They made things more difficult, but you don't actually grow the characters over the course of playing more chapters. So that unfortunately didn't work too well. But we still really enjoyed it, and we got everything from the Kickstarter, which was hard to get after the Kickstarter. So we enjoy it.
Yes. Number 5.
All right, this is one I should have remembered, but Will had to remind me. Seventh Continent, and it's only because we played it like 1.5 times.
Such a mess. It's one of those games that it's meant to play in installments, but once you start, you're like, okay, I went through all the setup. I really want to play as much as possible. I want to finish this game, but you shouldn't.
Yeah, you really do need to actually put it away. And they did a reasonably good job of making it easy to put away and put back out. But it kind of like in a video game, you need it to reset certain points, and you only do that when you put it away. So we made the mistake of our first play of leaving it out on the table to play the next day, but then that means those random spawn points didn't respawn, so it made it harder for us than it needed to be.
Yeah.
But anyways, this is another one of those, it's not a mystery, but you are trying to figure out the curse of the island, right? Or
the curse of the continent.
Continent, right.
Yes.
It's continent.
You have to go back there.
Yeah.
You have to uncover the mystery.
Right. And there's a couple of different mysteries depending on what curse you pick.
Yes.
And you have different characters to play it. And
I just thought it was extremely funny that we had like no idea where we were supposed to be going. And then at the end, when we finally failed, we looked at the curse card, looked at the back and goes, huh, that looks like a map.
yeah, we didn't realize.
And then we looked at the whole of the board. It's like, huh, that kind of... We should have followed the back of the card.
Yeah, we didn't realize that the back of the card was actually a clue on where we needed to go.
Clues.
And then we started another half of a game, but...
And it unfortunately put us right back at the beginning. We're like, okay, I'm not
Yeah, we
sure.
were trying to follow the map, but because of the random stuff going on, it put us right back at the beginning. And I'm like, at this point, I'd rather just start over. So we haven't yet. It's a very big game. I don't know at this point if it's worth getting Seventh Continent versus... What was the sequel called? Oh my God, I'm blanking.
11 wasn't in the name, was it?
No, I don't remember.
Yes, but they basically reimagined Seventh Continent.
They've revised the system to make it much better. And that system is better. So if you look up Seventh Continent and
look at the company.
The company and look at what else they made after this, get the system after, because we have it somewhere, I thought.
It's over there.
Yeah. Oh, Seventh Citadel. I can actually read it from here now that I found it.
There you go.
Seventh Citadel. Because I thought it was like the number was the same, but the other word was different.
Right.
So look up Seventh Citadel. You'll probably enjoy it more. We're still debating on how much we want to go back to Seventh Continent, but we do have it and an expansion. But then we also have Seventh Citadel. We will see what happens in the future, what we get to. But this is a really interesting system.
Yes.
All right, I have one more honorable mention because it's actually the first game I thought of and one of the few what I would call old school games that we still have. And that is Clue Master Detective, which is the kind of, Clue on steroids version, which is the only version of Clue you should play, in my opinion, because it's more interesting, considering Clue is very flawed game.
It's all nostalgia, really.
It's nostalgia, really. But yeah, Clue Master Detective, because it has Clue in the name, and it was the first one I thought of, but it's up on the top of the shelf under a bunch of other games. I didn't want to get it down. So,
there you go.
There you go. Will, okay. I know you helped me with most
More
of
than
this.
half of this is my list.
Do you have anything you wanted to add?
No.
Because you talked and helped me.
What was the game that our friends John and Sarah worked on?
Oh,
with the
sugar
club.
Yes, it was these kids doing this detective club or...
Oh.
Wow, that was a while ago, and I am forgetting it. It had some really neat concepts.
Well, because it was a legacy game, and as you solve puzzles, then you move on to essentially a different puzzle.
Yeah.
And what clues that you came out from it then changed both sometimes mechanically and how the game performed. It was one of those games that had so much depth and work on it that it was almost the wrong type of theme to throw in, because they made it nice and kid-friendly.
Right. But the game system itself was not kid-friendly.
The game system itself was intense.
Right. I will probably have put up a picture by now telling you what the name of the game is, because we're blanking. But it was interesting. It just... For the audience it was targeting, the weight of the game didn't work, and because of the weight of the game, it didn't get to the gamers that would have really enjoyed it because of the cutesy art.
Right.
So that was a disconnect between theme and mechanism weight of the game. Otherwise, and it felt a bit overproduced. Like it had too much content. Like there is a reason to maybe have broken some of that out as expansion material.
Yeah.
And had a smaller base game.
It would have made it more digestible.
I think so.
Yeah.
So, okay.
Shoot, what was it called? Anyway, Editor Sarah, tell us the information.
Well, she would have told us by now.
Thank you, Editor Sarah. And this has been the Unexpected List. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach out to us on the various social media platforms at
Rolling with Two, that's TWO. We're on Blue Sky, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For Discord, we have a channel on Tabletop Express. Check the show notes for the invite link.
If you have time, check out the other content Nanaman has found for you, because remember, he's rolling with you.